Illegal mining abino instead say and now obe deal with issue no precisely precisely so obe deal with the issue no precisely no I say what turning into political witch hunting and a woman no enwere nkobe nkromu e wa amanyo sema na zamanyoku ekwan so no and obezo use mu as scapegoat titru and chema Wontumi and abino person free opezo yes say chema Wontumi and Gala say ekwoso Ghana nyina including the ekwoso elembele Kofi Buah the constituency on one backyard enyina no chema Wontumi. And so instead of providing solutions, pragmatic solution that will solve illegal mining activities. Akroma Omar rather turn into witch hunting. Say you better Armah-Kofi na you use as scapegoat. Na you did the boy in the moment. Na Ghana for you must say yes Armah-Kofi nti and a buying intimate fight illegal mining. And I say Galam say mini got a chef free Buah was say 28, 29, 30th. Stop Galam said the mono ebekoso na baby omba ni bia na odwene Ghana ho akobi I was say Galam said yes stop it. I am not against mining. Legal mining, yes, it should be encouraged. If it's a mining benya sika wom, a man for benya adwuma ye, e be say man for abrabo, but illegal mining. And also in chance wo so na waka say, who goes obi ye mining, and am say what no, and also person gidi bone ma no, and also obi ama sika bi ntino, na what to nsem bia to wiem, na a man for aka wabra uni nyina so. That is not what we are talking about. But Kofi Buah enye su asem. Se ubesu pa dia gozo su elembele because that is your constituency. Na Galam say ekoso honum Kofi Buah pa se oye patriotic as he want us to believe her. Omra majinsuo enensa no nko gina dum. Anase Makola market anase Independence Square. Enfanin senkanta and the constituency. Elembele hono obi a enye Galam say ho na owuda na onteda na ensensuo ensensase including the constituency party members no te elembele ho owuda awansu na no oda de ohu yei na wo be ye enhwehwanimu ene krokro de John say de as afraid of bibia na onwuru bibisa akrampoda. Is that what the Lands and Natural Resources Minister is trying to tell us? Now instead of fighting it, more than political persecution, and on a movie say a best of a problem, no. And so Galam say once no, and so Koswa are buying and to me bibia and divert Ghana for attention. And as a one chinagini and free say, at the channel pebia, and we are being you maybe I radio so we will ask these questions and expect a responsible approach from the government or dealing with this issue. Hey, Media Makansa Galam say no, say yes to Christo Crown we should deal with it. And then found no be a woman send drum for so abom pa nananumbi asofubi civil society organizations are most of moje pa renfo mama dey look like say Galam say no from 7 January 2017 ABC 7 January 2025 enquire Galam say eba Ghana na Galam say yante wo ma chida enyanado aban eba ye na Galam say eba Ghana no and then nanado wo dey yentum assuming say he failed totally in the fight against Galam say Wontumi anko and to ase enu ntina Ghana for etie mo mpaibo ene mo preach ye enei ye nanado ene na Dr. Bawumia MPP aban e dey free wo. Today the responsibility is on the first gentleman of the land as espoused by some of you. Now no be no move must say the bus stop at the president enye o mining na de akoko bi enye amanyonyi konya na eka bom ni akoko nebo mampani no e wotu mi say within a week obetimi stop me freeze us our position and sign enoa era iguzo a ekura mu enne enti no the boy John Dramani Mahama he said the 120 days how the my no I think say you do one sir enti enne ma yente wonka me dem say obia o illegal mining bia na say ban betunu so sa me ne ya adwene na mom enkwanye say wo de ya amanyasam na wuni nyina so a na say be ya wo de be nim na you hide behind those things you know wo de be dane political persecution or witch hunting eno de yeti ase a enyeyi eti anopai. I am throwing this challenge to Kofi Buah. Say the constituency elembele eti Kofi Buah say owu say obi eye galamse wo ho owu say asase ase kwaye wo ho omanfo atiesim anase nsuo wo ho no omanfo atiesim anase video na owu ye na obedina TV so osu no say akwala bia obi agire tofia na say na dia na afri nsem no is it the first time ohu bia na. But Mamen call nominate lawyer William Kesi, a private legal practitioner. Me no know any uncommon emra. Chief Justice, ya suspended no. Did he see this coming? Lawyer Mache. Africa Panso so.
Africa
It is a phone na hoye. That Yankopon was say. Na yetete na ebinimu susu se ebesi. Na ebinimu so fi say well ensem na yetete efa maame no ho no munye du say ebema mampani atu sa na mo na nso no hwebe eno ade asi mampani say Chief Justice ya suspended no wapaw abayokuo say yankori ne nsem na de gyaya o mu besi no omumfa emra lawyer Justice 3 arms of the government baako ena asa eho aba asem no alaya for ni bia modi ensem na chi no. How do you feel?
Me das minia e tia tie po untumi me ba untumi a che me tia untumi po
Joso
me das na in fact me from my professional point of view I'm so surprised at what is happening because yes, petition is the first time I petition. You just have a democratic dispensation, but usually and making any rules beyond. And I thought that this one hint and about reasons for the petition officer is so frivolous. Said to not call for any investigations at all. But John Mama has a record. So he also came to power and decided to end this in Libya. He went about discharging all of them. And it is not different, that conduct is not different from what he has done today. Total disrespect to our judiciary. He has refused to understand that there are 3 arms of government which are independent. Now, I in fact, with all this discussion, it's the law that I blame. Because constitutional provisions on the removal of the Chief Justice are quite down, Emma, it really politics. And that's what we are seeing today in this country. Otherwise, how could the president just accept any petition? This petition, look, I say a political because your mom and Ankasa had occasion to comment about the removal of the Chief Justice. And two, the party functionaries. And we knew that it was politics, but we thought that, well, having won power there, he has now become a statesman. So very careful in dealing with those things. But your mama, as we know, has refused to. I've been telling people, say, when you look at it from the legal point of view, the procedure he has adopted is right. Because it's provided by the Constitution. And you know, you see, we are born here in country, we have a question. Na ye ni wasem ye ma obi antibi na ye pa ne hyew anase ye nyaawo fa na law offenses aye secret court ama ya bo obi ko adu aye anka nkire nipa court order. And that fundamentally is wrong with the law. And you know say me no we are journalists ka who dey charge na I can probably there will be discussions, but therefore Ghanaians to understand say the woman deserves punishment. Now the law says that Mobaje Kukwam na muni asemono na mudi asemno wi na mudi associate amade na mudi abetuja. Because that is fundamentally what is wrong with the law. And your mama, as it is, doesn't matter whether it is right or wrong. When the law provides for it, you go ahead and do it. And that is what we have voted for. We have to wait to see what will happen. The matter say former chief has been council of state for them. And they are what me protect me own. Because it's not about Tokonu. It's about the judiciary. Whether or not we can allow the executive to interfere with the judiciary. And that's what is playing. And today we are told that the executive can just interfere anyhow once they get anybody to bring a petition. If I don't the petition, and the mere president commit my petition is there, will be not near the court. You compensate you, no you. And the media say, let us go back and look at the law. The woman may be a victim, but let us go and back and look at the law and ensure that there has been an amendment to the law said that there cannot be such interference with the judiciary.
Lawyer, but apart from amendment of the law, no, what other things and I was say as of mine so that you bet me prevent some of this because I have questions position be a Akroma no abaya political and co-terminus with the current government. There will be grounds for anything. Meaning, just among for as a president, or free chief justice why about the electoral commission. So,
chief justice the agent for electoral commissioner. What I say, it is urgent for them. They can't wait because they don't have time. They have to deal with the electoral commissioner. And the chief justice who determine the prima facie case. And looking at this kind of chief justice, they doubt that if they send any frivolous accusations, she would establish a prima facie. Let's remove her and get the electoral commissioner. And this is a political promise that they made. It is a promise they made to their party foot soldiers and followers. Electoral commission. And yes, American. Now, look at the appointment of the chief justice and the way we go about it in this country. The president would have to appoint his favorite at the Supreme Court as his chief justice or the one that he feels is the most qualified. But me assure so be a Supreme Court to be qualified. And the other say the senior most at the bench will become the next chief justice. So that then we cannot turn politics to the Supreme Court because we have a power. Official way is sympathetic to him, to appointing chief justice. Okay, Atukuba example, yeah. Atukuba, we are told, was naturally an MPP guy. I do see the chief justice when they see him from an NDC, he was starting my comments. So, today, you cannot hide the fact that some of the Supreme Court judges were not happy when Tokonu was appointed because they thought they were the senior most and that they were entitled to the position. Secondly, looking at the broader picture, Argentina Momianti board. Now law never established board, no enter people who become members of the board and their succession plan. So that this board will look at the appointment of Chief Justice, IGP, and other types of institutions, so that we will also make them independent, so that a president cannot charge them when they come. So that we can have professional police, IGP, who do their work according to the details of their profession, rather than going ahead to allow the president to appoint anybody. Look, when him say, Mate say the bill because Parliament say this is it's a government nominating. They don't need the approval from the assemblyman. From the assembly.
Yeah. Hello. Oh. Line not dropping. It was expected in Suto and from Fentin Kruma. When we're trying to get in touch with him, but me patch almost have Lawyer William Kusimame. Na me say metimi no awia Lord Kafala no etikoi
I stand to be corrected. Mati say that the bill called parliament is the president I nominated DC MMC now. MMCs now. They don't need the approval of the assembly. And this has come at a time when we are claiming that the powers of the president is too much. And they reduce, Then against the consensus of the whole nation, the president go ahead, the executive goes ahead with this bill to give the president the sole power to appoint MMCs and DCs. I think that, look, we should be revisiting some of these things that the president is doing. Because the essence of democracy, decentralization, and all those things, they are not being experienced because even though we were the masters of decentralization, we are not practicing it. And I believe that we should revisit all these things. These things can end when the powers of the president is reduced. That he doesn't have the power to appoint everybody in office. One person, you have to no appoint you. You have nurses, Sajuma. You have nurses, legitimately a sitting president among appointments.
Nti we and some ahodo timi call so channel yi so high population television. Ya mishraw on Trewashim so yemre ewo ha. Omari so bitima subscribe, share, hit on notification bell na emma ebusuakuo no emu enye kese. Ya mishraw say obeka ebusuakuo no. That's an so bad here di adom bi edom yenia. Yensen hyiamu na yensumo ewo kwan so kra. Ha. A population television. Me that's so yemre.